President Bongbong Marcos is in Indonesia on his first state visit as chief executive. Marcos Jr. met with his Indonesian counterpart, Joko Widodo, and signed 4 agreements, including a 5-year plan of action. Cebu City has set a trial period for its executive order, allowing the optional use of face masks. But the DOH says they were kept out of the loop again with this plan. And in sports, the San Miguel Beermen ended a 3-year title drought after dethroning the TNT Tropang Giga in Game 7 of the PBA Philippine Cup Finals. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. President Bongbong Marcos met with Indonesian President Joko Widodo earlier today. The 2 ASEAN leaders confirmed the signing of 4 agreements after their meeting at the Presidential Palace in Jakarta. These include a 5-year plan of action and deals on cultural cooperation. Widodo said the Philippines also agreed to buy sea and air assets from Indonesia and to review border security arrangements. For his part, President Marcos thanked Widodo for the invitation to visit and emphasized the importance of economic cooperation between the neighboring countries. The Cebu City government has set a trial period for its executive order allowing the optional use of face masks. Under a new executive order signed by City Mayor Mike Rama, the observation period will run until December 1. The relaxed mask policy will also be automatically lifted in the event of a COVID-19 surge in the city. However, the health department said they were not informed about Cebu City's trial run for its new mask policy. The DOH said it will take the matter up with the IATF. Mayor Rama earlier scrapped the mandatory wearing of face masks, except in medical facilities. We're pausing for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Let's circle back to our top story, the state visit of President Bongbong Marcos in Indonesia. The president signed key deals today with Indonesian President Joko Widodo. Let's get the details from Maricel Halili, who is joining us live from Jakarta. Hi, Mase. Good evening. Among the agreements that was signed is a 5-year plan of action for bilateral cooperation. Can you tell us more about what this cooperation will center on?
That's right, Sean. It's a comprehensive plan of action between the Philippines and Indonesia in the next 5 years. So there will be cooperation in different sectors. This may include defense and health. Earlier today, during their joint press statement, President Marcos even mentioned that both him and President Widodo agreed that they will form a task force on a technical level for a continuous discussion between Indonesia and the Philippines. Their purpose is to look on different opportunities and different sectors wherein both countries will cooperate and strengthen their cooperation and ties, or to strengthen the cooperation in different sectors.
All right, and is peace and order and security in the ASEAN among the topics up for discussion today?
Yes, it was discussed earlier. Both President Widodo and President Marcos mentioned that ASEAN is very important in ensuring that peace and security will be maintained in the whole region. Needless to say that the issue on geopolitics was also mentioned, but we actually asked Press Secretary Trixie Angeles if there are specific topics mentioned about the West Philippine Sea. But Secretary Angeles said that the two heads of state discussed in general the issue on territory.
All right. One thing that was not discussed today, Mase, of course, a lot of pundits noticed this. Detained OFW Mary Jane Veloso, who is, of course, still there in Indonesia. Is there any word whether or not the president might visit Mary Jane Veloso?
If we base it on the schedule presented before the media, President Bongbong Marcos will not visit Filipina Mary Jane Veloso. Actually, it was not part of the official agenda of the president, but we asked Secretary Toots Ople about it. She said that the lead agency when it comes to handling the case of Mary Jane Veloso is the Department of Foreign Affairs. Earlier today, Secretary Trixie Angeles confirmed that Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo brought up the issue when he was talking to his counterpart here in Indonesia, but they actually declined to tell more details, to give us more details about the issue. Because according to Secretary Trixie Angeles, this is a very sensitive case, so they are very cautious about it.
All right, and since we are already on the matter of the president's agenda, what will he be up to in Indonesia in the coming days?
After the expanded bilateral meeting at Istana Bogor earlier, he attended the joint press briefing with President Widodo. After that, they had a luncheon. This afternoon, he is expected to have a visit in one of the mosques here in Indonesia and one of the cathedrals here in Indonesia. First Lady Liza Marcos was invited by First Lady Iriana Widodo. So they have a separate event today. Secretary Trixie Angeles just announced that tomorrow President Bongbong Marcos will be having a coffee with the media, but we're not yet sure if it will be allowed to air. But at least we will be having a time to have a brief discussion with the president before he flies to Singapore for another state visit.
All right, maybe we'll hear from you after that. For now, thank you so much for those updates. Maricel Halili reporting to us live from Jakarta, Indonesia. The San Miguel Beermen reclaimed the Philippine Cup crown after beating TNT Tropang Giga in Game 7 of the finals. Marty Bautista with the details.
It's now time to meet your 2022 PBA Philippine Cup champions, the San Miguel Beermen!
After a 3-year drought, the San Miguel Beermen are again the All-Filipino Cup champions. The Beermen defeated the TNT Tropang Giga in the deciding Game 7, 119-97, in front of a crowd of almost 16,000 at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. This was the team's 10th Philippine Cup title overall and the first since winning its 5th straight in 2019. SMB rode on a convincing 17-0 run to open the 4th quarter to put the game away for good. Junmar Fajardo was named Finals MVP for the 4th time in his career, tied for most in PBA history. Abay capped a dominant performance in the series with 19 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks in Game 7.
Bittersweet kasi nga nag-champion kami, nakabalik ulit kami sa top, pero ayun, miss ko yung mama ko kasi wala siya dito. Pero ganun talaga, malam ko proud siya sa akin ngayon. Ginaguide niya ako, ginaguide niya kami ng family ko.
Fajardo was backstopped by CJ Perez, who had 25 points in his first PBA finals. Vic Manuel added 16 points as he finally got his ring after 6 trips in the finals. Meanwhile, the Tropang Giga had to fight through a series of unfortunate events all game, with head coach Chot Reyes unavailable due to health and safety protocols. Then in the 3rd quarter, the team lost center Poy Eram after a flagrant foul. Still, TNT put up a fight behind Jason Castro, who finished with 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Castro said their chief tactician's absence in a do-or-die game was crucial.
Malaking bagay, siyempre. Pagdating sa mga adjustment at saka motivation. Pero nandyan siya or wala siya, nag-step up naman yung mga ibang coaches para sa kanya.
Meanwhile, for San Miguel head coach Leo Austria, haters and doubters only fueled them in winning the season.
After winning a 5 All-Filipino, so I'm confident na I can make it another championship.
For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Gwyneth Chua, more widely known as Poblacion Girl, has pleaded guilty for violating quarantine protocols in December of last year. Chua was fined 20,000 pesos for skipping mandatory quarantine to party in Poblacion, Makati. General discussions on oil and gas explorations with China are now underway. DFA spokesperson Maria Teresa Daza said China has raised the possibility of resuming joint explorations, but clarified that talks have not progressed beyond initial discussions. Oil firms will be implementing a rollback in pump prices effective Tuesday, September 6. Gas prices will be going down by 2 pesos and 60 centavos a liter, while diesel will be cheaper by 1 peso and 55 centavos per liter. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.